Hello everyone, I would just like to talk to you today about 3 crystals of particular interest to mine, and I hope that you'll find them interesting too. I've always kind of been interested in crystals ever since I was little. I always went to like the rock and gem shows and picked up whatever I thought was interesting. So I'd like to talk to you about 3 that I use in particular that benefit to me. So this is my little friend Citrine. You can see this is kind of a raw form, and it kind of has this yellowish, whitish, kind of citrusy look to it. This is more of a kind of like a polished form. Occasionally you find an orange one, especially in the raw form. It kind of has an orange tinge to it. This stone is fantastic. I always keep it right beside my bed, and I also carry one in my change purse because this stone actually attracts abundance to your life. So if you need some extra cash or you'd like better relationships, things like that, this stone really comes in handy. Personally, when I put a polished citrine, probably smaller than this, in my change purse with the intention that it would bring me money, within the first month of having that little citrine in my change purse, I was kind of shocked by the results. People were asking me to do things for them, but they're offering to pay me for it. They're like really easy things too, like designated driving, drive for 5 minutes and I'll give you 20 bucks, things like that. But that's not even the cool part about it. The cool part about it was, at the time I was working in a department store, and I found a $10 bill on the floor of the department store, and not too long after that I found a $5 bill, which was freaking crazy. Just sitting on the floor, just chilling. I don't know how long they've been there. I also got this profit share thing from the department store, which I wasn't expecting at all. All this financial stuff happened when I was carrying around the citrine. It's not only good for attracting wealth, it's also a really sunny, happy stone to have. So if you're kind of really depressed all the time, you need to pick me up, carrying one of these is just wonderful. The great thing about these is they're self-cleansing. If you've worked with crystals before, you know you typically have to cleanse them after uses. But these ones cleanse themselves, so you don't have to worry about putting them in sunlight, even though it's good to put them in sunlight to charge them. The thing about these though, is don't leave them in sunlight too long because they actually fade in sunlight. That can be the only real issue with them, but they're good elixirs. If you put them in a glass of water and drink it up, it really kind of gives you an energy boost. They're really good for the solar plexus chakra, which is the chakra that is in kind of like the abdominal area, kind of between the rib cage. And it really helps people, especially teenagers between the ages of 14 and 21, because that's when their solar plexus chakra developmental age is happening, and usually they have a lot of issues with identity and creativity in that stage, and this kind of helps them ground themselves in who they are and not let the peer pressures of awfulness doom their lives. But yeah, it's fantastic if you just need a creative boost. Just kind of chill with one of these guys for a while. They're really nice to have around. Personally, I just love it. The physical benefits to this guy, it helps with like the spleen, pancreas, and digestive systems. So it's really good for letting go and eliminating anything in your body that might not be serving you. Good for kind of changing habits, as well as aiding in things like constipation. It helps with kidney and bladder infections, so pretty much like all the eliminative stuff. Also helps with increasing blood circulation, and it's really good for menopause as an elixir, so putting it in water and then drinking the water. There's tons of other benefits, and I highly suggest researching it if this is the kind of thing that you'd be interested in. But yeah, citrine. The next type of stone I want to talk to you about is called petalite. As you can see, it looks a lot like quartz, but it's not. It's got like this different, I think that it almost kind of looks a little bit more liney if you look at it. Quartz is a lot more kind of spotty. I think that if there's kind of like issues with it. This one's very, as you can see, a little bit of a difference here. Of course, you're gonna have to kind of look into it. Also, petalite is a lot lighter than quartz, I find. Maybe it's just me, but I think it's a lot lighter. This one is really nice, and it is commonly known as the angel stone. So it's fantastic for getting in tune with your guides and guardian angels and stuff like that. It's fantastic for people going through periods of sickness in their lives and they need guidance and awakening in their personal healing. Fantastic for cancer and AIDS patients in particular. Pink version of this little guy is really, really good for high blood pressure as well. It benefits this one benefits the cells, lungs, eyes, muscular spasms, and it benefits the intestines. It's good for opening the throat and the crown chakra to higher vibrations. So like, as I said before, talking to your spirit guides or your spirit angels or whatever guides you have going on. And it's also really, really good for releasing karma and karmatic ties. And it's good for ancestral healing as it reaches past the time where the initial issue started. It's a shaman stone as well, so it's really good for journeying. Keep this with you when you're journeying and it'll kind of protect you and give you a nice peaceful place that you feel safe in your journey. Petalite. The final stone I want to talk to you about today is the sunstone. And there it is. It's a lot like the citrine in the way that it kind of promotes optimism and happiness and sunshine in your life, because they're both very sunny stones, and that's why I like them the most. It's also known as red adventurine. So if you hear red adventurine, it usually means sunstone. Of the adventurine family, I believe. In the past, it was believed to invoke the energies associated with the sun, so it was like a godly stone. It was thought in the past by the Greek to bring fortune and abundance to whoever owns it. So I personally really love this stone. I'm really drawn to it because I really like the solar plexus kind of stones. It's also good for the sacral chakra. It's good for the sacral and the solar plexus, and I think it would also be good for the base because it's got a little bit of almost a red tinge to it. For the physical benefits, it stimulates self-healing properties. So it's good also for people that have sicknesses because it kind of gives you in that zone where you're just like, I need to heal. It harmonizes all the organs in the body. It regulates the autonomic nervous systems, and it treats chronic sore throat and helps relieve stomach ulcers. So that's good for this little guy. Personally, I really like the emotional benefits more. It's really good for people that have depression. If they're feeling really glum, I recommend the stone. As well as seasonal depression, people that don't get enough sunlight, it's good to kind of carry around these at like a winter and the fall seasons. It also draws out heavy and unwanted emotions from the solar plexus chakra and transforms them into more positive, higher vibrations. So if you need like a lift, just stick it on your solar plexus and just imagine the stone transmuting the energy from negativity to positivity. So it kind of goes hand in hand with citrine a little bit. It also allows like the sunny side of somebody to emerge. So people that are usually really like, it's good to kind of have them around these guys because they tend to bring the happy